Honey, I'm trying to make an award-winning YouTube video and you're over there eating directly. Are you eating out of the Lodge 3.2 quart cast iron combo cooker? What are you eating out of? You have a plate of mango sitting on the Lodge 3.2 quart cast iron combo cooker. Baby, come on. I'm trying to go to work here. I'm trying to give everybody a tour of our kitchen, and all you're doing is disturbing my award-winning YouTube video. Baby, I'm gonna ask you to vacate the set, baby. Come on, let's go. I'm trying to make a video here. What is that? Mango and soy sauce?
Yeah.
Okay. Could you please move your mango and soy sauce operation just out of the set anywhere? Forrest G. Lagui. Can you?
Just want to play this.
Forrest G. Lagui just want to play this. Hey folks, welcome to my video showing you our new kitchen. Okay. Now, as soon as I get Filipino wife number 2 out of frame and off the set, I'm going to give you a tour of our new kitchen, my new setup here, my new cooking show set. And I hope I got the right angle on the dangle. Shooting on the Sony FX3. And again, this 30, you see the violence. I'm calling the brown guy. The Sony FX3 is a wonderful, beautiful camera. But this 35mm 1.4 G Master is so temperamental. It's like a high maintenance woman. You just got to keep caressing her and baby do this, baby do this. You got to plead with her sometimes. And once you get her dialed in, she's wonderful. Anyhow, where this lens excels is at night. At night, it can't be beat. Any other time, whoa, it's a high maintenance woman. All right, folks, let me get the background music off of here so YouTube don't take my money, and then we'll proceed with this little tour. All right, folks, finally got Filipino wife number 2 out of my kitchen. Had to extract her with the jaws of life. She was in here nibbling on this mango. I mean, look, it's mango and soy sauce. Baby, what else is in this thing? It literally looks like just mango and soy sauce. Huh? Mango, soy sauce, and sugar. And she's over here shoveling it in like there's no tomorrow. So, drink me a couple cold beers. Folks, we moved. Yeah. Y'all figured it out, we moved. This ain't the same kitchen I've been cooking in for months. I guess the question everybody's asking is, why do you move so much? Are you on the run from the police? Are you getting evicted? Are you running from your landlords? What's the other questions? Why do I move so much? Well, I'm turning down this little jamming out to this Nashville video like a champion. Why do we move so much? Folks, all right, here's the thing. This country that I'm currently in is not my home. Now I know that's very confusing because I've been here for 3 years, but I'm basically on an extended camping trip, all right? I'm TDY here. It was never my intent to live here full time, but due to a lockdown and my children and certain circumstances, I'm here now. But if I don't plan on being in a certain location on a permanent basis, what's wrong with being expeditionary? We move around, we get a change of scenery. Sometimes we, get a bigger place because we got plans for people to come visit. When we don't have a whole crew with us, we don't need a big place. We downsize. We flex to the situation, the environment. We adapt and we overcome. But look, if you're not going to be permanent somewhere, why not be expeditionary? Now, for the past few years, the babies, you know, they're babies, right? You can take them and go anywhere. What do? They just hang out in the playpen, right? Push them around in the stroller. So we did. We moved around, seen a lot of different places, met a lot of different people, had a lot of different lifestyle / living situations. But now, well, before, because I was not tethered to anything. Really, the only thing I was tethered to is internet, so I can conduct business, right? But now, what am I tethered to? I'm tethered to the children's school. So we can move around Angeles City and flex to what we need, what our requirements are, change of scenery. The only thing that I'm tethered to right now is their school, because they're in school. So I don't know if that explains why we move around. I'm not on the run. The police ain't looking for me. I don't got any warrants, child support warrants, well, at least in the Philippines. There might be a couple floating around in Kenya. There's maybe one in Ghana. Anyhow, that's another topic for another day. So anyhow, yeah, we moved. We moved and we downsized. The place we were staying at before, that's the best, most lovely, absolute palace. That's the best place I've ever stayed at in this entire country. But we had to downsize. And so therefore, let me introduce you to my new kitchen here. And it's a dandy. And the way it's painted up, I've kind of nicknamed this place Cookies and Cream. Cookies, cream. Some of y'all might be a little slow. But when I first looked at it with the brown and the cream, I was like, damn, that reminds me of cookies and cream ice cream. Little girl in the ref. So, folks, in America, in the West, we think that we need so many things to survive or to thrive, either way, on a daily basis. And when you see me over here living in certain ways, like when I was in that $28 beach condo, oh my gosh, go and read the comments on that video. They just crack me up. It's absolutely hilarious. Now, if you haven't seen that video, it was from, I don't know, what, 2018? It was before she was pregnant with Forrest G. And we were living in a $28, the rent was $28 a month, 1,500 pesos at the time. Just a little local room, no aircon, no hot water. We had electricity, we were underneath a mango tree, cool as a cucumber. We had a little fan at night, but didn't need an aircon. But my bills were $28 on the rent, approximately $7 on electric, and what, $2 on water. That was our monthly bills when we stayed in that local room. And I called it the $28 beach condo. Matter of fact, there's a good percentage of y'all who started following us and subscribed to this channel based off of the $28 beach condo video. And I certainly appreciate y'all for doing so. I was living the dream down there. I mean, when your total monthly bills, somebody do the math, 28 plus 7 is 35 plus 2, 30. Folks, less than $40 a month is my hard bills. Now, I didn't have internet. That was a big problem living there. It was so difficult to upload videos. But $40 a month, hard bills, all of a sudden you have a different perspective on life. You wake up in the day and you're like, what am I going to do today? You're not worried about that big ass monkey on your back called your mortgage payment or your rent payment or this huge electric bill. I mean, come on. 40 bucks a month, I could have paid our expenses for the next 10 years. But some of y'all couldn't live that way. You couldn't live that cheap. Go back and watch that series of videos. You know, for example, you're sitting on the shitter and there's a lizard up in the ceiling with his tail hanging down that long, and you're looking up like, what the hell? That's a big ass lizard. Okay, well, you're living locally on the local economy. and stuff like that you can get used to. Trust me, the humans, we have adapted to everything on the earth. My American friends, let's be honest. You are tethered to a certain living situation and certain amenities in life and certain expectations that most of you are not prepared to live as primitive as we were living in the $28 beach condo. Most of you aren't prepared for that. You think you can, and if push comes to shove, well, yes, you would adapt, but most of you don't want to adapt to that. Okay? But it is possible to live like that. I've been having a few beers. I don't even know what the hell I was talking about. Anyhow, so here we are in my new kitchen, and I love this little place. I mean, I really do. Every place that you go and you move to, it has its pros and cons, right? The rent here, let's see, the rent here is roughly, I don't know, I'll have to do the math because I don't want to brand it until I know the exact equation, right? But the rent here is very reasonable. And we're very happy in this place. We're happy in our previous place, but it's a downsized situation. So let me show you around the kitchen without further ado. That's the title of this video, I guess. Now right here, we just recently purchased and acquired 4 new small baking pans that we're using as plates. Why? Because if you put mangoes and soy sauce, hey buddy Ro, on a regular place, it's gonna fall out. It's gonna fall out and gonna get everywhere. But when you have a plate with a little bit of size on it, the gunnels, it don't fall out, right? So we got 4 new plates / baking pans. Made a big purchase. Right over here is my chopping block. And this area of the kitchen is the prep area. This is the food prep area. Now this chopping block right here came from the far side of Civic Bay. Over there next to Han Gym, where the new US Navy base is gonna be. If you check out this video, the gentleman, we watched him make this by hand, no hand tools, or no power tools, just all hand tools. And I got this from him and I've had it ever since. It's a beautiful, it's the heaviest damn piece of wood you've ever picked up, chopping block. Check out that video. It's called Man Down over Beetle Nut. Shout out to my buddy Ric Flair, man. Hashtag I fly business class. That's one of the funniest damn days. It's a funny video, but if you were there, oh my God, you'd still be laughing. So, dude, I'm trying to make an award-winning YouTube video. You ever hear munching on this mango and soy sauce? Thank you for your appearance. So anyhow, the chopping block over here, this is the food prep area right here. Now, a couple of tools utilized for food prep. You've seen it before, coconut chopper. If you're just joining me here on this channel, this coconut chopper is one of the best pieces of kitchen equipment that money can buy. It will chop everything from a coconut to a delicate ripe tomato. It can also be used for digging purposes. You can dig a hole with this. Trust me, this has been camping. It's chopped every vegetable, chicken, pork. If every military in the world got away from their entrenching tools and just issued a coconut chopper, oh my gosh, it's lighter than an E-tool. It has more useful features and it's more ergonomic. Of course, she's over there fired up a little bit. Anyhow, the coconut chopper. My second piece of kitchen cutlery is the fake Gerber strong arm. He's pissed off at something. Fake Gerber strong arm. It had an OD green handle on it and it just turned into mush. Once we cleaned that off, Now it's a decent plastic handle. It's pretty ergonomic. It's easy to clean up. I recommend you go to Gerber's website, and if they're still making these, they're made in America, they're made in Oregon. Pick one up. I bought one for my dad that's legitimate. He said it's a great knife. And the reason I have a fake one is because I was going to compare them, but I never ended up getting the real one over here to compare it to. I can just tell you that ergonomically, it's a great knife. Don't buy the cheap Chinese knockoff unless you want the handle to fall apart. I don't recommend it. Get the real one. It's a reasonable price product too. And this, man, you can chop anything. Okay, now we chop vegetables. We chop vegetables on this guy. And I chop meat on this guy. Now this thing has a couple of very important uses that some of y'all are going to be amazed of what this thing is used for, okay? Now this came out of the middle of my cooler. I'll show you the cooler in a minute. I bought a good quality cooler. The jury's still out if it's a knockoff or just leftovers that didn't sell in America. It is a great cooler. And Filipino wife number 2 lost the damn plug out of it, so it's got a little flaw right now. But this thing goes in the center of the cooler, and obviously you've seen a lot of chopping. We chop the meat on here so it's easy to clean up. The vegetables on the wood chopping block. But you know what else this thing is used for? Has to do with videography, cinematography, the YouTube business. This is to set the white balance. When I do set a manual white balance, most of the time when I'm out running and gunning, it's on automatic, right? Because lighting changes. But here with control lighting, the old lady, prior to me hitting record, is over here holding this up to set the white balance, and it works great. There you go. Oh goodness, I'm a damn genius. Food prep area. Let's move on over here to the rice cooker. Does it have rice in it? Folks, it's not only got rice, it's got a fish head in there. Baby, why is there a fish head in the rice cooker? You know why there's a fish head in the rice cooker? Because I got a Filipina and I'm in the Philippines. Okay, so the rice cooker's over here. That's obviously a big part of cooking operations here in the Philippines. And then right here, folks, what I've got the large 3.2 quart fucking cast iron combo cooker. Now, folks, that piece of gear right there is made in America by the good folks down in South Pittsburgh, Tennessee, my friends. That's the lid, but this thing also turns into a Dutch oven. And then you got 2 pots. The lid is better to cook pancakes and eggs in. But if you're gonna buy one piece of cooking gear, get the large 3.2 quart, I think now it's called seasoned, cast iron combo cooker. Great piece of gear. What am I using to cook on? Let me give a big shout out to Famella and Captain Ron. When they were moving, they gave this to us, and we just filed it away. But this is a induction burner. All right, just plug it in the wall, right? And the good thing about an induction burner, folks, the minute you turn it on, it's like a microwave. It works off the same principle. Instant heat. You turn it off, it's instantly not going to burn your ass. Now the pot's still going to be hot, but this thing is not. Now I experimented with a induction burner before, and what I found out was I didn't like it. It did not get the lodge hot enough for me, so I just gave it away and went back to gas. Speaking of gas, if you're in the Philippines, that's the most efficient way to cook. I might be way off base, but I think it's an 11 kilogram cylinder, which is about the size of your backyard grill propane tank in America. Folks, that'll last a couple months for us. It's like 800 pesos, say 16 bucks. If you want a nice round number, 10 bucks a month on gas, right? And we cook all the time. But when we displaced from our rabbit ranch over there, I gave all the gas burners away, and we didn't need them at the place we just came from because it had a beautiful kitchen. So I still have a gas cylinder, but I don't even have a gas burner to hook it up to. The thing about cooking with gas is what? Well, if you're cooking indoors, you obviously need to ventilate the place, and if you don't have an exhaust fan, you got to open the doors, turn the air con off, right? With an induction burner, you don't have to do that. Induction burner, you know, it's electric. Now, if the old lady's going to try to cook some of that stinky ass fish, well, you gotta open the doors, but she's banned from doing so I don't deal with that here. But if your wife is cooking that shit in your house, well, it don't matter if she's cooking with gas or electric, you still have to ventilate. But anyhow, you can survive with that induction burner, a Lodge 3.2 quart cast iron combo cooker, and a rice cooker, and it works out great. But this one works great, and I think what the problem was the one that we bought years ago. It wasn't enough wattage to get that thing hot enough. So if you do buy an induction burner, I mean, this thing has been working great for us. If you buy an induction burner to cook with cast iron, get the highest wattage you can get. That's my recommendation, okay? And I don't know exactly what wattage that is. I have no idea. And I have to get my reading glasses on and look underneath that thing. We have one more piece of cooking gear. That's the crock pot located down below. And folks, the crock pot is awesome because, I mean, I'm stating the obvious, but for us, like, if we're busy or got a lot of stuff going on, I'll just throw some vegetables and a chicken in the crock pot at night. And the next day, that's breakfast, lunch, and supper for us. We basically eat off of that the whole next day, and usually have some left over, maybe even for breakfast the next day. So it works out real well for us. It's so easy. Man, if you're not into cooking and you're not a chef, if you get a crock pot, trust me, you can make a delicious meal for a big, for several people with 10 minutes. I mean, less than 10 minutes, I can get that thing in the crock pot, get it going. Next day you wake up, you're good to go. So now, a caveat this, again, the cheapest way to cook in the Philippines is with gas because electricity here is very expensive. Very, very, very expensive here. There's no nuclear power here. I'm not gonna get into all that, but folks, electricity here ain't cheap. It's expensive. So this induction burner, using it every day, is, baby, see the stress I'm under? This induction burner, using it every day, this first month is a test to see where the electric bill comes out at. And I may just stick with it. If not, I've got a gas cylinder back there. I'll get another burner. But again, you got to open the door and ventilate the place. So if it appears that I'm sweating, it's because 2 reasons. Well, take away 2. That was 4. 2 reasons. Number 1 is hot in the Philippines. When I say it's hot, I'm not complaining. Let's make something clear. I'm not complaining. I love the hot weather. I lived in Southeast Asia well over a decade. I love the hot weather. Okay? I came here to get away from the cold weather. Even though after 10 years, I would welcome living in the mountains, a little cool weather. But when I moved here, I wanted to get away from cold weather, any cold weather. I'm sweating for 2 reasons. Number 1 is it's hot. It's Africa hot here in the PI right now. Number 2, we don't have air conditioning in our place yet. Damn, better check my phone here. Oh, she has a text from the old lady. Sorry, baby, just now got your text. I wasn't paying attention to you. I don't have her flag as important like my girlfriend. Anyhow. We don't have an air con here yet. Last week I had some coolies coming to hook it up. They said Tuesday, blew me off. Oh, sir, it's gonna be Saturday. Saturday night rolled around. Oh, sir, some excuse about the previous client didn't have electric. Okay, you're coming tomorrow. Yeah. I text them, nothing, crickets. I gave them till Monday at noon. I was like, okay, all right. You're fired. No reply. They weren't coming anyhow. Just shit happens. So I went and fired up some new folks. I got an aircon coming this afternoon. And but we've been sweating for a week. Now this is a factor because when you think about where am I going to live and what my budget is, how much I want to budget for utilities, remember that electricity in the Philippines is expensive. It's not like Thailand. I've had electric bills here that are more than what I was paying in America, and that's not how you get ahead and live cheap in a place like Southeast Asia. The way you live cheap is you get cheap rent, cheap utilities, and go from there. In the PI, I'm embarrassed to tell you some of my light bills here. I don't even want to talk about it. That's how high they've been. So if we were in the $28 beach condo, we didn't need AC because we were under a huge mango tree. That mango tree was so thick, you couldn't even see the sky. It was so cool under there. I mean, literally, if you walked in from the road, it'd be 100 degrees. You walk into the area of where our place was under that tree, it was 75 degrees. At night, certainly didn't need an air con. It was just cool because there was no sun load on the building, the area, nothing. Now the place we're at now, we're not underneath a mango tree. So we're getting a full sun load on the roof. We're up on the second deck. Obviously, you need an air conditioner, all right? You need an air conditioner. At night, it's cool here. Sort of like the desert, but not to that extreme. It's hot as hell during the day. When you wake up at 6 a.m., it's so cool. Everything's open. The wind's coming through. It's beautiful. But from 12 noon to midnight, you're going to sweat your balls off if you don't have an AC unit. So I got an AC unit on the way this afternoon. Our place here is about 400 square feet. Okay, the living room is about 16 by 32. Then you got 2 bedrooms. So I think I did the math. I think it's around 400 square feet. It's small, but it's plenty for us. I got an office. The kids got a playroom, a living room, kitchen. I'll give you the full tour later. But I got this aircon on the way. I started out, I said, okay, and here's another lesson too. When you rent places in the Philippines, if you rent a place that's, say, furnished and has an aircon, whatever, obviously the rent's going to be higher. Now, if you rent a place that's unfurnished, it's going down. But what if you rent a place with no aircons? It's going down even further. So when you look at these local places, you'll come in and there'll just be a hole where the window unit is, right? Because the previous tenants, they took their aircon system with them. So you move in here, if it's cheaper rent. If you want aircon, put it in. If you don't, just use a fan. All right. So we chose this place. It doesn't come with aircon, but we'll just put our own system in, and when we leave, we'll pay to take it out and take it with us, or you can sell it. Now in America, that's not efficient because labor costs so much money. How much does it cost to install a split type system in America? I have no idea. Probably $1,000. Here, you can get it done between $50 and $100. So it's no big deal to have it installed. 6 months later or a year later, you change apartments. You know, less than $100, they'll come take it out and reinstall it. So just food for thought for all of you who are dreaming about moving, retiring, coming over here. And you have to look at it. Do you plan on staying in the same place for 3 years? Do you plan on staying in the same place for 6 months? And just work it out and how the money ends up being. You know, sometimes it's cheaper to do what we're doing here. Sometimes if you're just going to be in a place for 3 months, just rent a fully furnished place with aircon and no big deal, right? Anyhow, all things to think about. But I guarantee you by tomorrow, knock on wood, as long as these coolies show up today, which I think they will because they've already confirmed, They already texted me this morning to confirm, hey, we're coming. We'll give you a text, heads up 1 hour before we're on the way. So I think these guys are the right dudes. I started out, I was gonna put a 1 horse. And there's charts about how much, like if you don't know anything about air conditioning systems, you know, how much a 1 horse, a 1 ton will cover, how many square feet, refer to the charts. But what I've learned is, and again, this is common sense, but if you go cheap on that aircon and you buy a 1 ton, a 1 horse, 1 horsepower, and the room is too big, that sumbitch will just continue to run and you'll never get cold. That's Captain Obvious. But if you're standing there and you don't understand too much about how AC systems work and you're trying to save money, you're just gonna sweat. Your electricity bill is gonna be up, that aircon is gonna continue to run, and you're gonna sweat. Don't do it, okay? Don't go cheap on an aircon because it's not gonna work. And I've lived in several places where the aircon systems did not have enough horsepower to cool the place, and my bill was sky high and I was sweating. Not a good combination. So when I first was looking at, oh, I could put a 1 horse in there, I'm like, nah, bastard, don't be cheap. Go 1.5. So I'm like, okay, let's get a 1.5. And these cats last week that were coming, I called them back. I'm like, nah, bring me a 2. So I was gonna get a 2 until I fired them. And then I went to the place yesterday and I said, you know what, motherfucker? I want to be able to hang icicles up in here. If I got 3-4 chicks doing karaoke, belting it out, kids running around, I want the capability to hang icicles. I said, hell no, bring me a 2.5. So I'm about to get a 2.5, and I think I got the capability to cool beer without my refrigerator. That's what I'm hoping. And then I don't got to worry about it, right? All these things you have to think about, folks. One more thing I'll add. Window units, it doesn't matter if they're old, new, dual inverters, whatever. Window units suck, and they suck electricity. I was gonna say they suck balls, but I'm trying to well, fuck it. The window units suck, period. The only thing about them, they're easier to carry. You can pull that shit out of the hole yourself or with the trike driver. But they suck electricity. Don't believe the hype. Oh, I'll just get a 1 horse window unit. It's got an inverter. That shit is gonna just suck money out of your wallet and you're not gonna get cool. Go with a split type. If you think you need a 1 horse, get a fucking 2. You think you need a 1.5, get a 2.5. All right, enough of that. Back to the tour of the kitchen here. But if you wanna know why I'm sweating, it's because I ain't got no air con. Shout out to my buddy over in Hensonville who gave me this thing. Says, I like pig butts and I cannot lie. And you other brothers can't deny. I love it, my friend. I want to thank you very much for giving that to us. Baby, are you just going to roll through? You realize if I didn't have that locked off on manual focus, you would have just took. She don't care. She don't care shit about me making videos, producing my travel show. She's a reluctant actress. She don't help with nothing on the camera. If she does, it's reluctant. Whether she's acting. Hell, I asked her to hold up the cutting board so I could set the white balance, and she was bucking the system at that. She ain't into this, folks. She's a reluctant actress, and that's putting it lightly. Okay, anyhow. All right, what did we learn so far? All right, coming over here too. All right, cold water. Now, it's a funny conversation that me and my dad have all the time, right? Okay, and look, I come from America. I was programmed the same that you're programmed, right? And he's not the only American I have this conversation with, right? They're like, so you don't have any hot water? No, I got cold water. Well, how do you wash dishes? You got to wash dishes in hot water. No, you don't. Well, yeah, it's going to kill germs. Nope. Unless that water is at such a temperature near boiling, it's not killing any more germs than the cold water is. Okay? So everybody who thinks you ain't got no hot water, you son of a bitch. Folks, I've been washing dishes with cold water over a decade. Filipino wife number 2. Ow, baby, easy on the hot dog. Filipino wife number 2 ain't never washed dishes with hot water in the village. And so if you think, oh, I gotta have hot water to wash dishes, no, actually you don't. You can wash dishes and run a kitchen with cold water. Okay? There you go. Moving right along, we ain't got no hot water in the shower. Now if I want to put in a hot water heater, I can. What, 60 bucks and maybe another 20 to put it in. 80 bucks I can put hot water in there. But she don't use it. She don't use hot water. Ain't never loved to use hot water. And when she bathes the children, she don't let them use hot water. Maria loves hot water. But if I demise, like, why they need hot water? If we go to the village, they don't have hot water, blah, blah, blah. So I understand her mentality, and it's actually smart because the children can take a bath in hot water or cold. It don't matter to them. But in this new place, we don't have hot water. I'm not putting a hot water heater in. Believe it or not, you can take a bath without hot water. You get used to it. It's actually more invigorating. So, the other thing too is, this ain't got nothing to do with my kitchen. Hold on, I gotta get a beer. It ain't got nothing to do with my kitchen, but it's the same, conversation I have with Americans and my dad. You don't need hot water to wash clothes, believe it or not. Hot water don't get your clothes any cleaner. I've been washing my clothes in cold water for, well over a decade, hanging them up on the line. And I don't see a difference in washing my clothes in hot water, warm water. No, cold water. It's another thing that we as Americans have been brought up and programmed to believe. But unless that water is at the temperature of boiling, where it's actually going to kill germs, viruses, and bacteria, or it gets to the point of steam, you're wasting your electric bill. You're wasting your electric bill. It ain't getting no cleaner. That's my personal opinion. Been washing my clothes for over a decade in cold water, hanging up on the line, and I'm still here. You cheap son of a... You buy your wife a hot water heater, you bastard. Folks, I don't know if y'all can see. I'll have to get a different angle on the dangle. I want y'all to check that out right there. Can you see it? Boom! Look at that. Shout out to my buddy Shaggy. He sent us a care package. Actually sent it to Eric and Mercy. And then it made its way to us. And man, it had a bunch of jewelry in there, stickers, koozies. But this damn beer holster right here, man, this is a barbecue pitmaster's dream. I want to thank you very much for sending that to me. Now look, I'm ambidextrous, but my primary gun hand is my left. But I mounted it over here on the right, just to confuse my opponents. You know what I mean? Don't give up all your secrets, right? Anyhow. Thank you very much, Shaggy. And I heard through the grapevine, man, that you're coming to Angeles City. So hopefully I'll be around. We can have some drinks together. Thank you very much. And that jewelry you sent, man, I've shared the love with that jewelry. I don't know how many people I've shared it with, but they think that you gave them diamonds, man. They're just, really? They couldn't believe I was giving it to them. I'm like, yeah, man, this is from a friend of mine in Florida named Shaggy, and I've shared the love. And trust me, they will never give that shit away. They think that is rubies, diamonds. It's beautiful jewelry, but it ain't diamonds, folks. But the people I gave it to, man, they were very thankful. So I just want to let you know, man, sending that care package, you made a lot of people smile. And some of the Kuyas I gave it to, I'm sure they went home and told their ladies, hey, I just bought this at the SM, whatever they said. But a lot of people were affected by that care package, and we certainly appreciate it. But ain't nobody getting my beer holster. They can have my beer holster when they pry it from my cold, dead hands off my hip. All right, let me direct your attention over here. Filipino wife number 2's dishwashing station. We've already talked about the cold water, but look at her strainer right here. And let me give you a closer look. Holster up. Okay. This is her strainer, which this strainer is a nice sturdy steel basket that also came out of my cooler. So not only did this cooler come with a cutting board slash white balance, board to set my white balance. Folks, she's been using this in several places that we've lived at as a strainer, and she just sits it on a towel. That's a dish strainer right there, and that thing will last, and it's part of my cooler, so that's never going to end up in a landfill, at least for a couple decades. Not like these cheap plastic ones you buy. And no, why do I need a proper dish strainer when I can use this out of my cooler right here? All right, so direct your attention over here to the water station. Now folks, look, if you live here, I'm being Captain Obvious, but there's a lot of folks here on watching my show that have never been out of America. They don't even have a passport, but they're thinking about getting one. They're thinking about retiring. They're thinking about moving to a place like Southeast Asia, and they don't know these things because they've never traveled before. Okay, so if you're not around the West, when you leave the West, in most places, not everywhere, but predominantly most places, you can't drink this tap water. If you drink that tap water right there, that's non-potable water. You are gonna develop a case of the traveler's diarrhea, deli belly, the runs, the shits, the trots. I promise you, if you drink enough of that right there, you're gonna need doxycycline to knock out what's going on in your digestive system that's causing you to be able to shit from here across the street. All right, you can't drink that. So what do you got to do in places like this? You got to buy filtered water. Okay. Now, if you're from America, it looks like a blue fuel jug, right? It's on the back of a overlanding rig, right? On a Jeep. No, this is filtered water. If you're here in Angeles City, I recommend my buddy's spot, Passionate Water. It's right across from La Grande on, what is it, Sarmiento Street? Well, shit, that label's right there. I'll give you a plug out. And this is your drinking water, and this is also your cooking water, okay? Because the tap water is not safe for human consumption. Okay, now these things here cost anywhere from, I don't know, 20 pesos. Baby, how much are the refill in your village? She don't know. She ain't never paid for nothing. But say 20 pesos, 40 cents, 50 cents, 60 cents. But folks, I stopped using these when I was over in Subic because I got tired of opening it up, looking down in there and seeing trash floating in my water. I just didn't trust them anymore. So I went back to buying the big jugs of bottled water at the grocery store, which are more expensive. They're like 80, 90 pesos for, this is, how many liters is this? Hell, I don't know, had too many beers to do math now. But it's more expensive, but you know it's quality water, right? So I stopped using it until my buddy and his beautiful wife Marissa opened up their own water plant, and he explained all this stuff and gave me a tour. And basically, I trust my buddy. And that's the only place I'll get water. Why? Because I trust him. I'm not saying there's not other places that are trustworthy, but I am going to tell you this. You can't get blood from a turnip. We rednecks say you can't get blood from a turnip. So if somebody is charging the cheapest amount for that water, how are they paying to maintain those filters, change those filters, maintain that equipment, properly clean everything, you can't get blood from a turnip. So if you're thinking, oh, I'm gonna go get the cheapest water I can find, go ahead, Coach Cheese, Big Pimpin'. You'd be shitting like a fucking goose because the filters and everything ain't maintained. All right, I've seen the tests, and I don't need to name any names. I'm just telling you right now, I get my water from one place. That's from my buddies and his lady spot. Yeah, my buddies from America. And I know that the water is straight. And a byproduct of that is he's raised the price. His spot ain't the cheapest. Okay? But he told me, he said, hey, I got to raise prices. Why? Because it takes money to maintain this equipment, to change this stuff out, and I have to charge this to be able to properly maintain that, keep the water at 100% quality, and turn a little bit of a profit. I get it. So when I go to these other places that are dirt cheap, I'm sitting there looking around like, how the fuck are you making money? And the answer is they're not maintaining the shit like they need to. They're cutting corners. That's my opinion. All right, anyhow, that's a big plug out for my buddy, but that's where I get my water, and because I trust them. I told him, I said, man, I don't give a damn if you charge $3 a jug, $4 a jug. I just want to know that the water is straight and safe for me and my babies to drink and the old lady, okay? That's all I care about. Charge me $5 a jug. I'm not hoping that he does that, but the point is, whatever you have to charge, whatever I have to pay, I don't want to be, drinking dirty ass water. Come on. Enough about the water. Okay, why is it over here? Good question. Why is it over here pointed that direction and not over here? Let me show you something that's ingenious. You're gonna be, some of y'all have already seen this, right? And no, they're not paying me to say this. But I want to show you something, okay? These are our water bottles, right? And the reason it's over there is because Maria, one of her chores is to go over there and fill up all the empty water bottles after Fatima washes them, right? She washes them, dries them out, and then Maria's job is to fill them up, put them in the ref. Now look, these are the best water bottles that money can buy, and they're from Wendy's. That's peach tea, that's the regular iced tea, and baby, did they have mango? I can't remember. I've had a few beers. But when you buy the tea from Wendy's, it comes in these 1 liter plastic bottles, right? And these things are champions. They don't roll around, they stack easy in the ref. And we'll keep a few in the freezer, so like when we roll out on the chopper, just throw a couple in the basket. My God, we've been reusing these things for months. And if we end up losing one or whatever, every now and then we're ordering Wendy's. I love the sweet tea. These things, if everybody knew how durable these things were, REI would never sell another water bottle. So that's what we use right there. You filtered water, fill up the Wendy's, and we always got cold water on standby. Now, let me direct your attention, all you Doomsday Preppers out there. And I've been contacted by the show Doomsday Preppers because of all this stuff I got up here. Okay? Let me just give you a tour here, folks. I got a full bottle of A1, hadn't even been opened yet. That's how you know you're rich. When you got a bottle of A1 that ain't been opened, you know you're a rich man. Hey, sweetie girl. Oh, thank you very much. Look here, folks. She done cooked for me. She's got a little cook station over there. Well, hold on. What you got here? Is this coffee? That's good coffee. What's this? Donuts? Come. I need a bite of that. That's good, Maria. Hold on. Wow. That was delicious. I needed that snack. Thank you very much, sweetie. I'll take another cup of coffee when you get a chance. Thank you. Maria's got this, These kids have so many toys now, and shout out to my buddy Warner, man. Warner passed on just a treasure trove of toys for these children. They have so many toys, they can't even play with everything that they have now. I mean, from trains to puzzles to Legos to cooking sets. They have so many toys. My goodness, shout out to you, man. Thank you very much. These babies are spoiled now. Anyhow, Doomsday Preppers call. They noticed, they heard that I bought this whole stack of Knorr cooking cubes. That's the pork right there. That's right there. I got 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, 6 stack. I got a big stack of Knorr cooking cubes right there. You got to put 2 or 3 if you're making a soup or anything, right? Spanish paprika, a new thing of salt, but the label fell off. I got pepper. It says white pepper, but I ran out of white pepper, so I put the black pepper in there. Chili, cayenne pepper, even got gold medal flour back there doing a little peekaboo. Cinnamon, big old thing. I'm talking Doomsday Prepper size of dried chili. I love it. And up here, folks, big old thing of soy sauce. Even got a brand new bottle of olive oil. I'm telling you, lifestyles of the rich and famous. And oh, by the way, I got to show you my new cooking utensils I bought for the old lady. You know, big ballin' over there at the SM. Took that old girl out, bought her 2 queen size beds, 2 pull-out couches, a new air con, these bamboo cooking utensils. Folks, this girl is, she's spoiled. She's spoiled. Anyhow, plenty of cooking utensils. Man, my beer's leaking on my leg. You got a surprise for me? Let me see what you got, sweetie girl. Oh my goodness, I got another cup of coffee here, folks. That's delicious.
Daddy, help me keep it.
What you got, sweetie? Folks, it's a wonderful day when my baby girl brings me coffee. We have a little tea party. Oh, thank you. Yeah, put a little more sugar in there for me. A little bit more. Thank you. Okay, that's... Oh, that's delicious. This is very sweet. Thank you. Okay, give me some of those noodles. Let me have a little bit of noodles there. Come. Oh, I don't have a fork. Yeah, they're very yummy. Thanks. I like that. Not too spicy. Delicious. Thank you, sweetie. And folks, she's out of camera frame because I'm kind of shooting up angle here. She's so sweet. Thank you, sweetie. Okay, sweetie. So there, folks, there's a look at my kitchen. I think I pretty much covered all the bases. Now I got the Lodge. I do have the Lodge griddle down below. I've got the Barrel Pro grill in my bedroom because I really don't have a place to put the grill easily. I just got that in my bedroom right now. But I have those pieces of cooking gear and I got my barbecue tools. Other than that, folks, we're expeditionary. But this is my new kitchen. And I nicknamed the place Cookies and Cream. Why I call it Cookies and Cream? I don't know, it's cream, that's brown. It just reminded me of cookies and cream, ice cream. Kind of made me hungry. Okay, you can eat, you go ahead and eat that, sweetie. Papa's full, thank you. So what do y'all think, folks? What do you think about the new set? The new cooking station? Man, I'm so excited about doing some cooking shows here. If you're not a subscriber, folks, you know what to do. But better yet, I'm gonna put the beetle nut video at the end of this video. Let me see if I can do it. Bing! I probably screwed that up. But you know how them cats like, right there, bing! And then it shows up. I always mess up the sides. I'm a pirate I'm a 50-year-old pirate. I don't understand all this technology. Don't understand all this technology. Still trying to figure it out.
I found my strawberry donut.
Oh, you like the donuts?
Yes,
Okay.
strawberry donut.
She loves strawberry. All right, folks, that's it. That's a tour of my kitchen. The rice is stored up top. Got 2 big old bags of rice. I think, oh shit. Got 2 5-kilogram bags of rice up top. Again, Doomsday Prepping. Doomsday Prepping. 10 kilos of rice plus about 5 down below. Woo. Folks, life is good. Life is good. And I just want to take this time at the end of the video to say thank you for watching my videos, listening to my voice, putting up with my craziness. I hope at least you're entertained or invoke some thought. Maybe you learned something. But I certainly appreciate you watching my show, because thanks to you, you allow me to live this lifestyle and spend all my time with my babies and Filipino wife number 2. I certainly appreciate it. I've engineered this lifestyle with your assistance, and I certainly appreciate it. If something happened where I had to change gears, YouTube banned my ass, and if I went broke today, I'd have no regrets, because I've got to spend 5 years with my little girl, over 4 years with my son, pretty much, well, my son every day, my daughter, you know, about 70% of the time. I just feel like I'm blessed. If I have to go out in the world right now and deploy somewhere for 6 months, a year, do whatever I got to do, I'm thankful for this time that I've been able to spend with them in their early years. And so if something happens to me, I truly believe they know who I am. They ain't forgetting me. They're going to remember this. They can look back on these times and these videos, and if I drop dead right now, they know who their father is. Ain't no question about it. No question in their minds. So if I drop dead right now, whoever scoops up Fatima, Captain Save-A-Ho, my kids know who their father is. I'm okay with that. You better bring a big wallet, because this girl eats so much. I'm just kidding. God damn, I'm in the entertainment business. What can I do? Hey, another big shout out to Shaggy, man, for that damn saddle holster right there. I'll give you one more. All right, I'll tell you one more thing before I go. Maybe you watched it in the video. I don't know if I've cut the clips. But like, I'm sitting here looking around, I'm like, where the fuck is my beer? God damn, like, shit, did I drink it some bitch already? I'm like yelling at Fatima, like, Fatima, where, you see my beer? Where the fuck is my beer? It's right here. It takes a little while to get used to having it on your hip. Keep looking for it. One more time. Babe. Can you step back over there where I can lock in my focus? You're supposed to be helping. You're supposed to be helping, and you're over there chowing down. Can you just please help with the video for 5 seconds? I certainly appreciate. Hey, I appreciate you.
I thought it's finished now. Shh.
Quietly. Still got it. I think that looks okay.